And we are back. The voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. We're back with the second live stream of the day, general self-improvement chat, a ancillary chat, a second live stream that we do here every Friday. I hope you guys are tuning in. This is a live broadcast. Make sure you're touching the buttons for me, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word, the good self-improvement word, the good strength word, the good kaboom that we spread here daily here in the population of the chat box. Indeed, this is a live broadcast. Jojo Wave has stepped into the population. Good afternoon, Jojo. Make sure you're touching the buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding out there. Today, we're going to be talking about general self-improvement. This is an open discussion. Again, we do this every Friday here. Today, specifically, we're going to be analyzing strength, talking about symmetric strength, vertical diets, and more out there. You know, Champagne has been strength training going hard. I started doing the strong lifts 5x5 back in July, I believe. Also following a ketogenic diet where I stripped down most of the fat out there. I lost about 20 pounds or whatnot. And now I'm off the keto. I'm focused now on perhaps adopting this vertical diet. We're going to be talking about it so I can continue to gain strength. My personal goal here is to get as strong as possible. Okay, I want to be as strong as possible. Also, do it in a way that's healthy, in a way that avoids any injuries out there. And again, health is wealth, and that's what we're focused on here. Revolutionist says, I will be at the gym again on Monday. Shout out to Revolutionist, the Cardano General. He's back with us. Booming. Jojo Waves here. Guys, drop a comment there in the population of the chat box. Let me know that you're rocking with the voice here. Today we'll be talking about analyzing the strength. Okay, I came across a good website out there you guys may want to check out. It's free to use, where you can analyze and compare your strengths to others in your category, age, weight, and experience category. And then a new diet that I came across here. You know, I had much success with the ketogenic diet, and I recommend it for any of the fat boys here in the population of the chat box that are trying to slim down out there. Okay, I found it very important to cut the carbs out, increase the fat intake, and I learned that, you know, fat is a good thing. You know, we've been memed out here, been sold, you know, the idea that everybody should be eating more wheat and cereals, and I don't believe that, guys. You know, the food pyramid to me is funny bunny. Through doing the keto diet, I really learned the importance of eating good saturated fats, eating good meats, and cutting out the carbs, which cause inflammation. So if you're looking to lose weight, that's something you may want to check out, Keto Gains or the ketogenic diet. We got links to keto protein powders down below where you get a discount or whatnot. So if you're looking to lose weight, Champagne did it, and I lost about 20. And then I kept on the keto diet, doing the strong lifts, which is a strength training program. You work out 3 days per week. You do 5 sets of 5. It's linked down below as well. And, you know, I kind of hit a plateau about a month and a half ago. I hit a plateau and I started doing my research out there and seeing why I could be hitting that plateau. And I came to the conclusion that I had to track my food to see if I was eating enough calories. It seems like I wasn't eating enough calories out there. And then I started focusing on eating a little bit more. Being that I was doing the intermittent fasting out there, I kind of, you know, really shrunk my caloric intake, which is a good thing because I was able to reach my goals and still continue to get stronger. But, you know, after about 5 months of training, I hit a plateau and I decided to up my calories. Okay, and up my carbs a little bit, but healthy. Queen's Racist is talking about the book that talks about blood types as far as health, and we were talking about this in our prior live stream. The book is called Eat Right for Your Blood Type by Dr. Peter J.D. Adamo, excuse me. And I think I've heard about that one. I think somebody actually referred that to me years ago. I've never read it, but it seems like that same book, Eat Right for Your Blood Type, out there. Thanks for letting us know. I don't know anything about blood types and diets, but they say there's 4 blood types, 4 diets. The book is white and red letters. Okay, we'll definitely have to check it out. Revolutionist says, I am among the top 5 strongest at the gym I go to. And that should be the goal out there. You want to be one of the strongest guys in the gym. You know, you want to stay competitive out there, stay sharp with your blade. And Champagne has a goal to do that as well. I recommend you guys check out this website. I have it linked down below. This is a website that's pretty cool. You guys can analyze your strength for free. You don't have to put any personal information or whatever. It's called symmetricstrength.com, and I invite you guys to check it out. You can compare yourself to others. Select the lifts that you train. These lifts will be used to determine your strength levels. For the most complete results, choose at least one lift per category. So you could do, I put my lifts for the squat, the deadlift, the bench press, the overhead press, and you also could put chin-up, pull-ups, pendulum rows, or whatnot. I'm not doing those right now. I'm doing the compound barbell exercises, so the back squat, the deadlift, bench press, and the overhead press. Then you enter your body weight and age, and your recent best set. So, if you've done your 1 rep max, or let's say, you did a back squat with, 300 pounds for 5 reps, put that in. Your best for each lift you train, enter your most difficult set that you've completed recently, not a year ago or, back when you were, a different guy. I want a recent lift that you've done, in the past few weeks or maybe a month ago, max. You put that information in, and then you can analyze your strength. And you guys should do it right now. I mean, it's real easy to do. And then you get a score, and it lets you know whether you're a beginner, a novice, an intermediate. If you're untrained, a novice, intermediate, proficient, advanced, exceptional, elite, or world class. It gives you the strength standards for people your age and your weight out there. So according to the data, I'm somewhere around the intermediate, in the intermediate category for all the lifts out there. So, you can compare yourself to others. I'm trying to get into the proficient category, hopefully one day to the advanced. I don't know if I can get to the exceptional, elite, or world class. I think that's once you start really competing out there. So go to this website, check it out, and let me know what your results are out there. Champagne's an intermediate lifter as of late, so I'm trying to get from intermediate to proficient. Let me know. And what's cool is that they give you a little graphic here where they estimate your strength by muscle group. You could check out basically a little meme here, and they let you know how strong you are out there. So let me know, and then you can see your relative strengths and weaknesses compared to other lifters in your strength level. Okay, and apparently I'm completely intermediate on all the levels out here, so that's what it is. So let me know if you guys do it right now. You could do that in 5 minutes or whatnot, or less. D-Rock says, check out an app called the Iron Path. It's an app that tracks the bar path from your camera. Pretty cool to see how bad your squat bar path could be. It's a boomer. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. Never tried that. I do record some of my lifts to make sure that, I'm doing the correct form out there. I think once you become an intermediate lifter, you should have the form right by that point. And that's why I like about the Strong Lift 5x5. It starts you off with a really, really light weight. And you could check out that program at stronglifts.com. It's completely free. You don't have to put any information. Just read everything on the website. But it starts you off with really, really light weight out there. That way you can train your nervous system to do the correct form. Okay, make sure that you're doing the right path, that the iron is going on the right path there, like D-Rock says. And you may want to track it there with your camera with the apps. Now I'll be honest, D-Rock, I'm not really crazy about doing a lot of apps, although I'm very happy with the Strong Lifts app. Been tracking my progress with that. But now I've kind of hit the intermediate stage. I'm probably going to go into another program now. I've kind of maxed out there on the Strong Lifts. I've been on it since July. So, usually you kind of tap out around 4 to 5 months on that program. So I may switch off to another program, a 5-3-1, a conjugate method, or I was looking at something else called the Juggernaut AI. Basically it's an app that's under development that it's going to use artificial intelligence and give you a custom program. So that's something I've been looking into. I haven't done it as of late, but you guys may want to check it out. Revolutionist says the anchor rope is good for shoulders and upper arms and grip strengthening. Indeed. Revolutionist does some tire flipping as well, and he's shared that in the past. We got 9 boomers here in the population of the chat box. Welcome. This is Self-Improvement Chat, where we analyze our strength. I got a good website linked down below you may want to check out. And let's talk about this vertical diet. So I talked about the keto, and I'm off the keto now because I got so slim. out there that I started tracking my macros and my calories, and I've realized that if I want to lift more, I'm going to have to eat more out there because, I've already slimmed down. I'm not a fat boy, and I'm not a skinny, frail baby bear cub, but I'm not where I want to be strength-wise yet. So, my personal goal, and you guys got to identify your goals. Some guys may have goals to like run faster or do other things, but my personal goal here is to be the strongest version of Champagne possible. So I want to pull the weight. I let you guys know about my 1, 2, 3, 4 goals out there. 1 plate overhead for reps, 2 plates on the bench press for reps, 3 plates on the deadlifts for reps, and 4 plates 3 plates on the squats for reps and 4 plates on the deadlifts for reps. So these plates are 45-pound plates out there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I've hit the overhead press and the bench. I haven't done the 5 reps completely. Squat and the deadlift, I'm a little bit behind, but I'm almost there. So, I want to get there. D-Rock says, I like the Strong Lift app as well. The Iron Path is a nice tool for lifting and getting better. Check it out. I'm not affiliated with it, but it's something I like. Thanks for sharing, D-Rock. That's interesting out there. That's interesting that it tracks you. But, whether you're using that app or not, I do recommend everybody to record your own lifts, not just to, post them online or whatnot, but more for yourself to, check your form. Check your form, make sure you're doing the right form. That's most important. Before you try to go crazy with the weight and try to be a Larry Wheels out here, make sure you're doing the right form. I don't want any of the boomers getting injured out there. Cracky says, hi, Kaboom, created my own crypto YouTube in my Lang bro. Funny Bunny. Shout out to Cracky. He's got a new YouTube channel. There you go. D-Rock's talking about the Strong Lifts app. So let's go ahead and talk about this vertical diet. This is something that I'm entertaining doing. And basically, I kind of eat like this regardless. But I may just follow this diet and report to you guys. As Champagne experiments, I like figuring things out on myself. I don't fall for the memes. I check it out. If it's attractive, I'm going to go ahead and test it out and let you know whether it's a boomer or a doomer. Keto was a boomer. It worked for me, but I tapped out at a certain level. I tapped out at a certain level. Derek McLean says, Champ, how do you feel about what's going on in Paris? It's very interesting. We got the Parisians or the French are basically starting a little mini revolution out there. They take into the streets to protest the taxes or whatnot, and they're out in yellow jackets. And it seems like the taxation in France is way too high. And if I'm not mistaken, during some of the protests on the streets, they were chanting, "We want Trump," as opposed to Macron. And I think Trump himself tweeted that he agrees with the French people and he feels sorry for Macron or something like that. I stay tuned into the political activities and the political news that's going on out there. Although, I don't cover it because I think that some of the politics stuff is such cattiness back and forth. I'm interested in self-improvement and sharpening my blade. So, how's it going to help us become better men out there? And hopefully the French take back a little control on the streets. What I do like is that it seems like the police is standing in solidarity with the people out there. So that's interesting. Out there. Champ Revolution says, Derek, Paris is a shit show. What's your opinion, Kaboom? What's going to happen, says Cracky916. If you're talking about crypto, I would recommend you check out the last live stream we did this morning. We do the crypto morning broadcast every single morning on the weekdays. We talk about the state of crypto. I think it's a frosty one out there, and I believe things could go lower. This specific broadcast is aside from crypto. We're talking about strength, diet, exercise, and general self-improvement, because I believe that there's an alternative frequency here that attracts us all together, not just with the cryptos, but like I said, that alternative frequency that helps us become better men out there. Marco says, how do you like the keto diet, bro? I love it. Let me tell you, Marco, I completely love the keto diet. I'm going to be honest with you. Although I'm not following it right now, I followed it to a T for months on end. I had the keto urine strips or whatnot. I was in ketosis. And for those that don't know, specifically the keto diet removes the majority of your carbs from your diet. So you only have about 10% of your caloric intake based on carbs, about 70% from fat, and the remaining about 20% or whatnot from protein. Well, when I first learned about this, I thought it sounded like a heart attack, being that, recommends that you ingest so much fat, but I tried it out directly and I learned that fat has more nutrients than almost anything. Gave me plenty of energy and well-being. I lost the weight quickly, and I maintained, and actually I grew with some strength. I just feel like within the last month I kind of tapped out, plateaued out. So I started eating more carbs, and now I'm entertaining doing a vertical diet. And I'm going to be talking about that right now, actually. This is linked down below on tigerfitness.com. You can see an overview of Stan Efferding's eating lifestyle. Now, this is the type of diet that power lifters and athletes use. So unless you're an athlete, unless you're training hard out there, and at least you need to be at least an intermediate lifter. And to find out if you're intermediate, make sure you check yourself out there on Symmetric Strength. It's linked down below. You can compare your strength level. A lot of people think that they're intermediate, but they're not really pulling intermediate weight. I'll tell you, I didn't become intermediate till this year, and I've been lifting, going in and out of the gym for 10 plus years, boomers. Okay, it's only this year I really learned about lifting heavy out there and did the knowledge out there. We've been memed out, following all this other stuff online. You got to figure it out on your own. And I'm letting you know, most people are probably little baby bear cubs out there. So, focus. And before you start eating like an athlete, make sure, most of you guys should be fasting and not eating at all and cut that fat off you. Revolutionist says, I believe that either crypto succeed or all markets collapse and we end up in a purge-like scenario because there's too many problems and the old system is going to collapse either way. And, that's one of the reasons personally I'm into crypto, because I think that there is a problem here with the legacy financial system. And that's been exposed back in 2008. I think Satoshi already wrote about it there in the Genesis block. So we're here and we got the alternative ready here in the form of crypto to this legacy financial system. How long will it take for it to crash and burn? We don't know. How will it impact the world and everything? We don't know, but we're banking on crypto here. I agree with Revolutionists. Sharma says, I would love if you could just show us the charts, not TA, while we listen to you, Champagne. And right now I'm not talking about the crypto charts, and I would be able to show you the charts. The problem is all this week, Sharma, I've been having a problem with this software that I have here, the OBS software. And when I try to toggle and show my screen, you see that it goes black. So I'm going to have to take time and probably, uninstall the program, reinstall it, and do a bunch of, troubleshooting here. So I won't be able to share the screen right now. What you're going to have to rock with is just the voice out there. And we're not talking about crypto in this broadcast specifically anyway. So that's what it is. It wouldn't apply. Queen says, yeah, I agree, champ. I think I'm going to start trying to fast more, but being on the route and eating healthy sucks out there. Queens, yeah, believe you're a driver out there. And, eating healthy sucks. Well, I mean, look, if you follow something like the keto, I didn't think that the keto sucked. I mean, I was able to eat a lot of fatty foods and, good whole foods, good steaks or whatnot. And, macadamia nuts, almonds and stuff like that, cheeses as well. So, a lot of that food's tasty. You're not going to, you don't just eat like chicken, and you can eat other things. But, fasting is of importance. I follow the intermittent fasting, and I was doing about a 18 or a 16-hour fast per day and then having an eating window, and that really helped out there. So you're better off not eating than eating garbage out there. Just, skip it and, maybe eating one solid meal a day out there. I think I spoke about this before. I'm going blank right now, but a major athlete, I forgot his name. He only eats one meal a day, and he's Diesel. And now I'm going blank now. If I told you his name, you'll know who he is. But anyhow, you may want to consider, doing just 2 meals or 1 meal a day. And that way you just completely don't even eat while you're on the route and stuff, It's possible. If you're interested in the fasting there, Queens, look up intermittent fasting. If you want to get, deep into the rabbit hole of fasting, check out Snake Diet. Snake Diet, does fastings for days on end, and you could drink salt water with potassium, water with a little pink Himalayan salt, just a little bit, okay? Not salt water like the ocean, just a little bit of pink Himalayan, and then some potassium, which is a salt substitute. You could get it for very cheap there in the grocery store, and that acts as electrolytes and keeps you strong or at least energized throughout the day so that you don't completely dehydrate out there. salt and potassium is what they would put into you in an IV. If you're completely dehydrated, you call the ambulance, they're going to inject you with that. So basically you're going to be drinking that if you do that. He's 16 hours. Wow, I respect it. Yeah, I was doing that every day. And once you get in the groove, I'll tell you, it's not hard at all, actually. You know, you could eat like from, 1 to 7 or something like that. And then all the rest of the day, you don't eat at all. So, eat your first meal at 1 and, you can eat as much as you want from like, from 12 to 6 or 1 to 7 or something, find that window that works for you. Maybe it's a little later, a little earlier, but you have a small eating window. And then the rest of the day you don't eat. But when you do eat, you eat a solid meal. That way you can plan out one good meal. If you're very busy driving around the town and working, you could plan for a good dinner when you get home and you cook it yourself. It's important, guys. If you want to be healthy, you need to go shopping. You got to learn how to cook a little bit. You got to cook for yourself a little bit. So you got to put the effort. Things don't come easy. It's not a quick light switch that you turn on and become a better man. You got to learn how to do things for yourself out there, and that includes cooking for yourself, which is such an important thing. Learn how to at least whip up a meal that's semi-good. I mean, I know you guys are not the top chefs out there, but you should know how to whip up some eggs. You should know how to cook a steak out there, and follow these diets. So let's talk about the vertical diet. And this is linked down below. So if you want to see what type of foods out there. So the macronutrients with the vertical diet consist of steak and white rice. Okay, steak as opposed to chicken, because steak has more vitamins in there, okay, and healthy fats that got to the irons or whatnot. And then white rice as opposed to brown rice, because white rice is very easy to digest. It's a great source of carbs, and it limits gas buildup out there. So this diet is designed for those that need to have a high caloric intake because they're athletes. And this is something that I'm planning on doing now, because since I'm going very hard in the gym, and I've told you, I've worked myself up to this point about 5 or 6 months, and I haven't missed a day of training. I have not missed one day of training out there. I have not even skipped one day. So I'm sharp like a blade, like I've been telling you guys. So now I got to switch it up now, because right now I'm going into the intermediate category, and I need a little bit more calories. Now, most of you guys out there, like if you were like me back in July, you don't need those extra calories. You're better off just fasting, okay? And there's people that make gains even with fasting, and you can basically fuel yourself from the fat that you have on your body out there. That's why you store fat, so when there's no good food out there, you can burn the fat on your body. You're not going to lose muscle out there. But once you get into the intermediate category, and again, if you want to know if you're an intermediate lifter, don't take your opinion for it. Go to Symmetric Strength and put in your data out there and compare yourself to others at your body weight and your age, and see if you truly are a intermediate lifter. So once you're in the intermediate to proficient stage, I think you can go ahead and get a little more calories in the form of steak and white rice. Now, with the micronutrients, okay, they recommend sweet potatoes, oranges, cranberry juice, eggs. I'm big on eggs, and I don't like you guys eating just the egg whites out there. I need you guys eating the egg yolk. That's where the fat and the vitamins are, okay? This little egg white stuff is a meme, okay? It's a meme. You need the yolks. Take it from Champagne. Chicken stock, which has good sodium and electrolytes, carrots, yogurt, the Fiji yogurt, pink Himalayan salt, spinach, and red peppers. Okay, and those are the category of micronutrients. So the majority of your food is going to be steak and white rice, and then you add the micronutrients in the form of sweet potatoes, cranberry juice, chicken stock, yogurt, spinach, red peppers, pink Himalayan salt, carrots, eggs, and oranges. Of course, you're not going to eat these all at once, but you can, add them in, add them out, or whatnot. And you guys, it's linked down below. So if you want to see the actual graphic that I'm looking at, it's right there linked down below. It says vertical diet. Queen says, I work 14 hours a day, 50 to 60 stores a day, climbing down from the truck, climb in, back up and down. I burn a lot of calories, says Queen's Racist. So, what it is out there, Queens, I just don't know what your personal goals are. I don't know what your strength level is and your personal goals out there. And depending on those things, you could find something that works for you. I think that you need to also check out your TDEE, which lets you know what your base caloric intake is to maintain your weight. And, you know, whether you want to gain weight, maintain, or lose weight, you need to adjust that. So check out a TDEE calculator as well. Pepe El Toro says, check out High Intensity Health YouTube channel. Has a Dr. James talks about salts and omega-3s. Thank you. He says that fish oil and krill oil is important. And I'm glad that you just mentioned that, because during in this vertical diet, although the main meat is steak, this gentleman, Stan Efferdine, he recommends eating salmon once or twice a week as opposed to steak, because of that very reason, for the omegas, for the oils that that salmon has. So, you know, every once in a while you want to switch it up. He's not fond of chicken, and neither am I. Chicken has a lot of protein, but it doesn't really have a lot of vitamins out there. Okay. And that's what it is. Amit says, kaboom, Bitcoin going to 3K might bounce to 200 weekly extended moving average around there, might test 4K and drop back 3K to test 1800 and 1200 possible. And we talked about that this morning, Amit. Thanks for tuning in, and good morning or good afternoon to you. The possibility that this crypto storm might blow colder is high, and I wouldn't doubt things going lower. And that's what it is. This particular broadcast, we're talking of things aside from crypto. This is our second broadcast of the day, and we're just talking about strength training, you know, the diets, exercises, and more. We find it important to keep our blaze strong even during this crypto winter. Instead of, you know, being negative about the price, we find other ways to improve ourselves. I want all the men being a better men there in the population of the chat box. Derek McLean says, I personally think the diet doesn't matter. It's more about not eating processed foods and not eating too much. And that's true. At the you know, at the root of everything, you know, you want to eat whole foods, good foods, okay, and not eat too much. Now, the reason that I'm talking about this particular diet is that if you want to go ahead and start training more like an athlete, food does matter. So you need to have like a specific program. You know, just like if you want to get stronger, your program does matter. I mean, if you want overall well-being, you can go to the gym and just kind of like go around and just do a couple exercises. But if you want to improve, okay, and do better than you did yesterday, then you need to have a plan. Okay, so it does matter. You need to have a focused plan. That's if you want to improve. If you just want to maintain, that's all good. Okay, but me personally, I'm out here to improve, and I got numbers I'm trying to hit out here, Derek. So I need to have a complete path to victory. I need a clear path to victory out there. Queen says, I stopped doing MMA and I was at 195. 2 years later, I'm at 225. I might not be, it might not be a lot to lose, but I like to keep the bedroom body out there. So yeah, you know, I don't know what your height is or whatnot, but you know, what your specific goals are. Maybe you want to lose weight or gain weight out there, but you got to check out your TDEE and, you know, set a goal. Some guys just have a goal of just general well-being, and they don't have a specific goal, and they just want to coast it. And that's okay. And that's okay. If you feel good and you don't have a general goal, that's fine. I worked out for many years like that. I would just do push-pull. I would go one day and do a push. I'd do other day I'd do a pull. I really didn't track my progress out there. I just did what felt good, and, you know, I was all right. But, you know, it wasn't until recently that I really have goals, you know, that I want to improve. I have these specific goals that I want to hit. D-Rock says, it's amazing how much better you feel when you stop eating corn and BS oils made from a factory. Eat real to feel better. Indeed. Corn is arguably the most genetically modified plant out there next to soy. And I don't need any soy boys here in the population. Okay, so, you know, remove the corn, indeed, and watch out for those fake oils out there. Canola is not even a plant, so, you know, watch out for that. Derek says, yeah, I just want to keep my muscle tone. Yeah, in that case, if you just want to keep what you have and feel good, I mean, you don't need to follow a specific diet. Just, you know, eat good food and rock it, and just go with what you feel. And that's fine. You know, me personally, like I said, I just have goals to improve. I'm kind of competing against myself. I want to do better than I was yesterday. So that's what it is. Revolutionist says, I just don't do bodybuilding. I mix it up with endurance to boost stamina, which also keeps it interesting. There you go. There you go. Me personally, I'm not doing bodybuilding either. I'm doing more of a powerlifting type program. So it's kind of like power building, you know, focuses on the compound lift, the powerlifting exercises, those benches, the squats, the deadlifts. And, you know, I'm trying to focus on those things out there. Amit says, I'm 5'10", 82 kilograms, need to lose weight. May want to check out the keto. I had very good results doing the ketogenic diet out there. Want to research that, cut the carbs out there, and you can get good results. You may want to check out fasting, intermittent fasting, and get some good results out there. And if you want to get quick results, you could do a couple day fasts, follow Snake Diet, and, you know, he gets results out there. Pepe says, all right, champ, I'm out. Keep grinding. Indeed. Thanks for tuning in today, Pepe. Drop a bomb for you. Indeed. So concerning the diet, and I know today we don't have too many vegetarians or vegans in the chat box, but I came across something, and we don't really talk about religion or anything like this here, but I came across some Bible verses here that are specifically talking about eating meat, and I want to know how you guys feel about it. You know that I'm big with eating steak out there. You know, I don't fall for the vegan meme or the vegetarian meme. It's not for me. I tried it in the past, and it's personally not for me. I do understand that there's factory farming out there, and the animals could be suffering or whatnot. And in that case, I try to, you know, source pasture raised, grass fed animals that were slaughtered ethically. But, you know, I stand behind eating meat, me personally. I came across this Bible verse here, Romans 14:2-5. He says, for one believeth that he may eat all things, another who is weak eateth herbs. And that's in the King James Version. And the NJV version, it says the others eateth vegetables. So basically, you know, they're saying those that are weak eateth the herbs. Now, it goes on to say, let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not, and let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth, for God hath received them. Out there. So, you know, I should take some advice out there. Sometimes I go hard on, and I judge those that eat the vegetarian because it's not for me. But if I should take a little lesson here from this verse, and man, I'm not too crazy with the religion or whatnot, but you know, I shouldn't be judging those that eat different than me. So, you know, don't judge those that eat different. You know, everybody has their different diet that works for them. But it does say here, Romans 2, those that are weak eateth the herbs. So, you know, that's what it is. And furthermore, here, there's another Bible verse here. Timothy 4 says, forbidding to marry, commanding to abstain from meats, which God hath created to be received with the thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. Okay, so, you know, it says God created the meats for us. We need to receive them with thanksgiving. So there it is. Revolutionist says, I'm anti-Christianity, no Bible for me. And I respect that. And I just found this very interesting. I never came across any verses that talked about eating meat or whatnot. So, you know, I found that interesting to bring up. So, you know, I wanted to share it with you, cryptomaniacs. D-Rock says, D-Rock retracted the message. Yeah, it says those that are weak eat the herbs. And, you know, and I agree. I think that herbs and plants are good as medicine out there. You know, most medicines are derived from plants out there. So I do look at plants as a good thing, you know, for those that may be sick. But, you know, eating meats is something that I'm into. Queen says you can eat meat after Jesus died on the cross. He was the last sacrifice that needed to be made for all men. So all food is clean now out there. Okay, there you go. And again, I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, push Christianity or anything like that. I just found it interesting that there was some verses here that kind of took a shot at vegetarians, arguably. So, you know, let me know how you feel about that. I'm a boomer when it comes to steak. So, you know, I'm going to keep eating steaks and give thanks for the food that I get as well. There are many plants that make good medicines. Indeed. Herbs are for the weak because herbs are plants were medicine for the sick. There we go. And I agree with you out there, D-Rock. And it says it right here in Romans 14. It says herbs are for the weak. It specifically says, who is weak eateth herbs. Another who is weak eateth herbs. So that's interesting. So it looks like the weaklings need to eat the veggie diet, and the strong men need to eat meats and give thanks according to the good book out there. Let me know how you feel about that. We got 15 crypto maniacs here in the population of the chat box. This is general self-improvement chats. We're talking about analyzing the strength. You could do that on symmetricstrength.com. We're talking about the vertical diet out there for intermediate to proficient lifters, and which composes primarily of steak and white rice because it's easy to digest. You could throw some micronutrients in there in the form of sweet potatoes, oranges, eggs, carrots, spinach, red peppers, and for your gut health, you can eat some of that what is it? Is it Faggy or Faggy yogurt? I'm not sure of that brand, but there it is, and you guys could check it out. Derek McLean says balance is the key. You need meat, plants, wheat, sugars, everything in moderation. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that everything in moderation thing could be a meme too, but you know, the majority of this diet is composed of steak and rice, so there's no moderation when it comes to the steak and rice. You're eating that almost daily. But you know, I think that you can eat other things in moderation too. And like I said, if you want to take a little advice from that verse, it says, let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not, and let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth, for God hath received them. So there you go. And that's what it is. So I'm going to take a little advice. I'm not going to be judging those that eat differently than me, you know? Queen says, well, the Bible is very straightforward. Everybody interpreted it different, but you're not the only one. I used to judge people of the way they eat also. Yeah. And then, you know, I'm gonna call myself out too. You know, I mean, I've gotten into little arguments or whatnot with some vegetarians and vegans there online. And I'll tell you, I tried that route and it didn't work for me. So, you know, that's kind of why I feel some type of way. But again, I'm not going to judge them anymore. I'm going to, you know, go ahead and, you know, maybe it works for them. And I came across for some information that you guys may want to check out, the gut microbiome. Apparently, everybody has a different gut biome, different bacteria in their gut, and some people react differently to different foods, and it may benefit them. So some people may eat steak, and it may not react well for them according to their gut biome. I'm not a doctor. This is information I came across. This may be a meme. It may be true. I don't know, but I came across that information, and it makes some sort of sense. So it sounds a bit reasonable. I haven't put it to the test, you know, scientifically, because I'm not a scientist, but I'm trying things out for myself, giving that anecdotal evidence. And I'll tell you, me personally, veggie diets are trash. I need to focus on eating meats out there. And I found myself benefiting from it. I don't have a specific diet, but I would say the worst thing for the body is sugars. And I would agree with that. You know, this vertical diet has nothing about, you know, you don't eat anything with sugars out there. Everything's a whole food. The only thing there's nothing processed here on this list at all. The thing that looks most processed is probably the yogurt out there, but everything else is a whole food. You got rice, you got eggs, you got oranges, you got potatoes, carrots, you know, peppers. Everything is just, you know, nothing processed. So just eat a whole food diet, you know, like, you know, keep it natural out there. Keep it natural out there. D-Rock says vegetables were a seasonal nutrients we ate, but as humans, we did not eat herbs and plants to sustain ourselves. Yeah, and the majority of plants are not edible out there. I think it's about like 90% of the plants outside there you can't eat. You know, you can't just go out and start eating leaves off the trees that are on your block. Most of them are not edible, and plants do that as a survival mechanism. So most of the plants are poisonous out there, and that's why some of the herbs are used as medicine, because maybe some of those poisons can kill bacteria or diseases in our body. But as far as vitamins and minerals, you can be getting them from meat out there. Nothing has more vitamins than a steak or some eggs. Amit says, the thing about religion I don't like, some people follow it too much and try to impose rules created by them in the name of God. Yeah, I agree with that. And, you know, it's a good thing that you brought up, like that gentleman that tried to go to that island where there was a bunch of indigenous people to try to profess the word or whatnot, and they sniped them out the box. Someone shot him with an arrow or something. It's I don't know if you guys have heard about it. So there's this remote island off the coast of, I think, India, and correct me if I'm wrong, and that tribe lives, you know, in ancient style. There's no contact to other civilizations, so they don't allow anybody on the island. So this gentleman tried to go to the island with the good book and profess the book to them, and you know, apparently he was killed out there. He's trying to impose, so, you know, you got to watch out there. So, you know, I tend to agree with you, Amit. I tend to agree with you out there. But respect to everybody. You know, I know that's a touchy subject, and I'm not here to, you know, get into that either. But, you know, we brought it up, and I'll give you my opinion. Speaking of religion, look what Crisco did in the early 1900s. They advertised Crisco as kosher. Crisco originally was made from cottonseed. Animals wouldn't eat that crap, but they got us on it. Wow, I didn't know that, D-Rock, at all. I did not know that at all. My understanding is that Crisco is nothing but trans fat. I'm not using Crisco, so, you know, that doesn't concern me, but that's interesting to know. And that's why you got to look into things a little bit deeper. And I'm glad that everybody here is on an alternative frequency. I think the overall vibe here is that figure it out on your own, and mainstream media may be lying to you. I mean, it may be the Wizard of Oz out there. Don't be an NPC, a non-playable character, and fall for the holographic smoke and the images out there from the Wizard of Oz. He may be a funny bunny. Only in Toto could we expose that. And check out that video down below, NPCs and the hidden symbolism of the Wizard of Oz. You guys may want to check that out. It's linked down below. Amit says, yeah, that gentleman was advised many times to stay away from that island. Yeah, they sniped him out the box. Exactly, XPO. So, you know, I tend to agree with you. Like, you know, I agree with, you know, a lot of the religion stuff out there. And I think there's some of it's good. But, you know, when you try to impose on other people, that's where you can find a little friction. And look what happened to him. They want to be left alone. Let them be. Why go and preach your religion to them? I agree with you, Amit. You know, I think people have the right. They should have the right to be left alone. You know, that's a whole nother thing. People should have the right to. Should they have the right to be left alone? Should they have the right to be forgotten? And that goes into privacy, and you know that could overlap with the crypto ethos. It's not that we want secrecy; we want privacy. And you can check out the Crypto Culture Cypherpunk Manifesto Privacy and Freedom video I got linked down below. We talk about that as well. So all these things overlap out here. Derek says, yes, champ, it's North Sentinel Island in India. They kill anyone who goes to the island. There you go. I didn't know the name of the island. It's off of India out there. It's a remote island. There's a tribe out there. And anyone that tries to go on that island, they snipe them out the box. They want to live like, you know, the old times out there. Queen says the same people are extreme with their beliefs are the ones that mess it up because they push so hard. God gave us a free will to choose 24/7. That's a good point. Yeah, you know, we have a free will. Some don't, though. You know, some people, I think that they think they have free will, but they're programmed as NPCs, you know, and it's important to, you know, enlighten ourselves, get information, alternative frequencies. And that's when we can exercise our will by learning and, you know, awakening to a certain extent, you know. D-Rock says Crisco was made from stockpiles of cottonseed they couldn't sell to the public. They tried for years to find the use. The invention of hydrogenated oil, a.k.a. chemically altering of an element. Shaking his head. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I didn't know about that. Thanks for letting us know. But I'm not surprised out there. They've been selling garbage in the mainstream for a while now. Not only with food, but with the politics, with the education out there. And that's why I'm doing these second broadcasts, because I think it's important for us to find alternative methods, alternative ways to self-improve, because apparently we've been lied to for a while out there. They're programmed just like the nodes on the blockchain, says Derek. Indeed. Amit says, if you see past religion has been twisted and turned many times to match our expectations. Indeed. And it's still, you know, there's a lot of things in our society that's treated like as a religion now. I mean, even this politics, the left and the right and all the cat fights, it's almost like people follow ideologies like a religion now. It's like, oh, you're a lefty or a righty, and they follow these memes to like a religion to a certain extent. Revolutionist says, when it comes to the Bible, I'm like, burn it. Just look at how Christianity spread, killing millions, acting like it's the creator's words. It's nonsense out there. Yeah, I mean, I could see how some people feel some type of way out there. You know, I wouldn't agree with burning. I think there's some lessons to be learned, but they're in forms of metaphors. I'm not sure if you've tuned into Jordan Peterson's lectures. I think he gives a good spin academically as to why some of those metaphors in the Bible could be valuable for society. And I think it's worth checking out. And I think he made me look at things differently. out there, and it was worth it. And it's, you know, he tries to show you how some of those stories could make sense in a metaphorical as a metaphorical lesson. But you are right to the fact that, it has killed millions, and, people have used it in the wrong way. So I can see how some people feel some type of way. I respect that. D-Rock says, you mentioned canola oil. That crap was used to use live machinery during World War II. Land was appropriated to grow the rapeseed. They figured how to sell it to use it as food. Indeed, so canola is made from rapeseed, and they don't sell it to you as rapeseed. They sell it as canola. There is no such thing as a canola plant. So it's funny, Bunny. I wouldn't be using those types of oils. If you're gonna cook with oils, I like cooking with just butter. Good old butter. Olive oil is good as well, but olive oil burns easily, so I wouldn't cook with it. You may just want to drizzle it on top of your food or whatnot. Lube machines, lard, says D-Rock Lizzo, in relation to the canola oil. And Jam Soul says it's got to be extra virgin on the olive oil. Yeah, I like olive oil. D-Rock says good old pig fat. Shout out to my baconators out there. Champagne likes bacon. Queen says revolutionist, the word of God is good. Is just man that has its own self-image are the ones that don't know how to listen, and they let their pride get them. Yeah, I mean, that could be something too. But, everybody has a different opinion. I think when, there's so many different competing opinions, that's where the fight starts. And that's why I kind of agree with Amit. If you feel some way, you don't want to, you shouldn't go and try to like change everybody by force. And I think that's the problem, that people try to change by force. And that's where things get kind of communistic, kind of socialist out there. That's why I'm for the free market. Let people decide what they want, let the ideas float, the good ones float to the top. If it's garbage, people have the option of not following it, and that can only exist in a free market. But if you try to impose a communist society or a socialist society where things are dictated to you and forced upon you, that's where the problem starts. And that's why, socialism and communism arguably has caused nothing but death and destruction. You go, you guys. Now, people are starting to argue with the religion out there, and that's cool. I'm glad that everybody has their own opinion. And again, I'm not trying to push this, that, and the third. I just found it interesting that these two verses, Romans 14:2-5, and then Timothy 4, that talk about meat eating. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely check those verses out. How many of you, after getting into crypto, have started looking at different things and different ways of seeing things? I sure have, says Rafterman. And, that's a common thread out here, Rafterman. I think me and Chris Cantu talked about that in a live broadcast that we did. Chris Cantu is another YouTuber that he does MGTOW content, men going their own way. He's currently in East Asia. And I do find that there's like an overlap, and, it's just some sort of an awakening going on. That's why I'm talking about these things, Rafterman, because I think crypto has attracted that type of frequency, that type of thought. Jam says, just got here, man, so you might have mentioned it already, but what do you make of keto diets? I like them, Jam. I followed them to a T. For months on end, I had great results. I feel great. Just me personally, on the strength training program that I'm following right now, I found that I hit a plateau on the strength goals that I'm trying to meet. So I've kind of started doing more carbs, but the keto diet's excellent. I lost the weight. I felt great out there, and I have nothing bad to say about it. And I was following it to the T. I was actually testing my urine using the keto urine testing strips. And I got a link for that down below, where I get a kickback if you buy them. I think it's like $10 or whatnot. There's a code down there or whatnot. It's a good way to hold yourself accountable to the keto diet. Make sure you are in ketosis. So apparently, once you cut out all the carbs, if your body doesn't have sugars or carbs to feed off and convert into energy, then your liver produces ketones. Those ketones specifically feed off fat, and they convert the fat into energy. So that's why the keto diet has you eat a high fat, and it also burns the fat on your body. So, you know, I like it, Jam. I like it. You know, I would recommend it out there. I'm, you know, just to be transparent, I'm not following it at the moment, but, you know, if you've been following this channel, I was for a while. So much so that even the guys at Perfect Keto set me up with a discount code because I was talking about it. You know, I reached out to them or whatnot, and they set it up. Travel Revolutionist says Champ started a fire. I think you guys are going back about authority from God and the religion or whatnot, you know, and I'm not going to debate with you guys. I think that could be a whole nother broadcast, but I respect it. I just wanted to, you know, bring up those Bible verses and get your opinion. I just found it interesting. I found it interesting. And again, those verses, I don't have them linked down below, but if you're interested in reading them, it's Romans 14:2-5, and then Timothy 4. And that deals with eating meat. D-Rock said he's traveled all over the world, and I've always felt we've been lied to. I've been cautious to Western medicine and the food pyramid scam. I've cured myself from illness staying off the government plan. There you go. And I think D-Rock represents the mentality that many of us have here in the population of the chat box. Is a good way to put it there, D-Rock. I agree with you. Amit says, did anyone see arm wrestling match between Dennis and Devon Larratt? Dennis destroyed Devon. No, I've never really tuned into the arm wrestling matches. I don't know much about that, but that sounds interesting. Maybe somebody else has. Jam says, sweet, man. Good to hear. Thanks for the explanation, too. No problem, Jam. We're here every Friday talking about these things, you know, general self-improvement chat, you know, analyzing our strength, talking about diet, exercise, and more. We even talked about, you know, the riots out there in France or whatnot. And other times we've talked about conspiracy theories. Or this is just every Friday we hear the crypto brothers are here together, booming and building. Derek says, Champ, and everyone in the chat box, what are some advice you would give to a young person like myself to live a good life? Me personally, I was thinking about this morning out there, you know, take the long route. And what I mean by that is that, you know, in this day and age, people try to take shortcuts. They try to find easy ways to get results. And I've followed that route before. And while sometimes you could find a good shortcut, a good hack, I would say, you know, take the long route, take the harder route, and it builds character, it builds strength. And I can compare that to working out, like something like the strong lifts. What's the first exercise that you do every single time when you go to the gym? The squat. Why? Because the squat is one of the most difficult exercises. So you start with the hard stuff first. Okay. And you got to knock off the hard stuff. And once you can build that discipline, and that makes you a better man. I think discipline is very important because some of these young bucks out there, some of these social justice warriors, you know, these normies out there, you know, it's been professed now to these millennials. It's like, you know, follow your passion and all this passion and stuff. And while that's cool, passion is not going to drive you all the way. It's discipline out there, because what are you going to do when your passion runs out? Are you still going to do your squat? Because discipline is what's going to take you longer, not your passion. Passion can get you there, and, you know, passion's good. You know, I have no problem with it. Sometimes you need that fire burning. But when the fire's not burning, what are you going to do? It's the discipline that I find, you know, and I follow that myself. And I told you guys sometime earlier this week, or was it last week, or, you know, sometimes I don't want to show up to do the live stream, especially when it's the crypto winter and things are colder and things are not booming out there. And it's not as exciting as it was, you know, back in 2017, where everything was kabooming and it was 10x, 100x on everything. Everything was just winning. So then, you know, when things blow cold, you know, are you still passionate about it? You know, and right now, you know, the passion with crypto is not burning high, but I see the long vision because we have the discipline of showing up daily. So, you know, that's me personally. I don't know if anybody else has some advice out there for Derek, but you know, he's asking for some advice for a young man. Queens Races with the $2 out there. Thank you, Queens. I appreciate it out there. He says, God bless. I love my boomers out there. Nothing but love out there, Queens. I appreciate you. It's I think the second gratuity you dropped here in the bucket today. Guys, check out Queens out there. He's racing cars worldwide. I'm not a racer personally, but I can respect what you're doing. It's fun. It seems fun. So shout out to you, and thank you for the $2. You know that goes to Baby Champagne's Formula Fund out there. Keep the boomer strong. Jam says, yes, discipline is greater than motivation. Discipline, it's important out there. That's why I like the martial arts or whatnot. You know, martial arts kind of builds discipline as well. So, if you haven't done martial arts at one point in your life, maybe that's something that you may want to look into. Revolutionist says, research the UK scientist that got hunted and assassinated after curing 100% of all cancers using vibration technology. Okay, I've never heard of that. I may want to check that out. Thanks for chiming in there. Jam Soul says, awesome to see people coming together for a meaningful cause. You're probably talking about the riots out there in Paris. We talked about that earlier. Revolutionist says, D-Rock, I would agree with that. And then Derek says, thanks, champ. I totally agree. Yeah, just, build discipline. Build discipline. Don't try to take the shortcut all the time. And, sometimes people try to take the short route. And, that can also get you into trouble sometimes, Sometimes you want to take the shortcut and you can also get into trouble that way. And, you can apply that thing to everything, don't have discipline with your diet, with your exercise, with your work. And that should improve the quality of what you're doing. Jam says, ever listen to a dude called David Goggins? He does ultra marathons and his discipline is his message too. No, I've never heard of that. And I'm inspired by those that run marathons. I remember when I was living in New York City and the marathon runners would run by the house or whatnot every year. It was a real inspiration to see all these people running. I believe a marathon's about 28 miles. I've never done it personally. I'm not really into running, but you got to respect someone that can run 28 miles straight out there. So I've seen marathon runners that are, 80, 90, even 100 years old out there. I think I was reading about a marathon runner. I think it was an Indian gentleman. He was like 101. And if I'm not mistaken, he was eating bacon. I think he was eating bacon, if I'm not mistaken. Jam says, David Goggins has so much energy, he's well worth listening to. Thanks for referring us to David. I may check that out. Thank you, Jam. Rafterman says 26 miles, 0.2 miles. I had 28 in my mind, but you may be right. What's, after you've run 26, what's an extra 2? So, yeah, it's 26.2, says Rafterman. Thank you for letting us know. 26.2 miles on a marathon. Maybe one day I'll run a marathon out there. Kaboom to Revolutionist, 3 pounds there in the population of the chat box. He says wealth and health, kaboom. Revolutionist, our Cardano general. He's an intermediate lifter out there and recommends tire flipping out there. So, and also recommends Cardano, or his opinion. We're not giving out any advice or recommendations or anything like that. We're not crypto pros out here. We're just sharing our personal opinion. Let it be known when it comes to the crypto, when it comes to the diet and the exercises, we're not pros. We're just sharing our personal experience and giving our opinions out here. So ultimately, all the men here in the population of the chat box, because I believe it's about 95% plus men in here. Every once in a while, we have a crypto chick pass by. But, it's up to the men here to make your own decision and take your own responsibility for what you do. So, you may get some information from us. We may be right or may be wrong. Ultimately, it's on you to decide. And Revolutionist says, no marathon for me. I will stick to the gym. I'll tell you, I haven't been doing cardio lately. I used to do a lot more cardio before I got into the strength training program, and I've been focusing on the weight so much that I've kind of been sleeping on the cardio. But, maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe I should throw a little cardio out there. I don't think I need to be running marathons at this moment. You notice that most of those long distance runners are looking skinny and frail out there. They don't have much meat on their bones, maybe because, that's what it requires to run for a long time. But, it's not my personal goal out there, but I respect them. Anybody that's doing something like that, you got to give them respect. Rafterman says, remember the first runner died. I don't know about that. I don't know what you're talking about. Revolutionist says no marathon for him. And then Jam Soul says, screw doing actually doing it. Okay. Queen's Racist says the Cardano general. Yeah, Revolutionist, the Cardano general out there. He's believing in Cardano like no other. He doesn't even hold Bitcoin, I don't think. I think you don't even have bits. It's all Cardano for you, which I think is wild. I disagree with that. I like Cardano, but not that much. But shout out to you. He's his own man, and he's doing what he believes in, and that's why I respect him. Thanks again for the love out there, Revolutionist. Let me throw a little cash off the ceiling. Revolutionist with 3 pounds in the population. The UK general, the UK Cardano general out there. Stay booming. D-Rock says, in the 80s, distance runners believe in the carb load and fat was bad. Many couldn't hang because of the inflammation in their joints. Now fat is our friend as long as it's not from animals. Shaking his head. Yeah, you know, some people still believe in that meme that it's all about carbs and you got to stay low fat. Low fat is a meme out there, guys. I'm not believing that one at all. I want good fats, you know, not that canola oil or that Crisco. I'm talking about good fats out there. So, you know, watch out for that. Shout out to D-Rock. A Rafterman says in the what at Marathon Champ, or maybe you said in the war at Marathon back in Greece back in the days. I think you're referring to the first runner that died in the war at Marathon. Okay, I don't know about that. Revolutionist says no Bitcoin, no Litecoin, no Ethereum, 95% in Cardano, like a maniac out there. Definitely taking risks, and hopefully they pay off for you, Revolutionists. Hopefully they do. D-Rock says Cardano is a cool sounding project, but they better hurry up. TRX is on the move. And he's got a point. He's got a point. TRX is on the move out there. Did TRX surpass Cardano already? I think they did, right? Yeah, TRX is number 10. Cardano's number 11. They got to move quickly. And, you know, I like the smell of Cardano better than TRX. But right now, TRX got movement. And I think D-Rock let us know in the last broadcast, I think the 2 ETH projects move over to TRX. I don't know which ones, and if someone can confirm that, let me know. Champ, I used to jog 6 miles, and that was hard. 28 miles, damn. Yeah, shout out to anybody that's run a marathon out there. You know, maybe one day I'll do it. Maybe one day I'll do it just to say we did it, just to stay competitive out there, stay sharp with the blade. Right now, personally, I don't have any cardio goals. You know what my goals are. 1, 2, 3, 4 for reps. Overhead press 1 plate. Bench press 2 plates. Squat 3 plates and deadlift 4 for reps. I'm trying to hit them 5 on every one. So I'm almost there on some of them, but sooner than later, so by next year, I'll be there. Rafterman's talking about a gentleman that ran 26 miles, delivered his message to the general and died. That's in ancient Greece. So one of the first marathon runners. I can see that. I mean, to run 26 miles and just collapse out there. Hopefully he wasn't a vegetarian. I said I was going to crack on the veggies, but I did. And it was just a joke. Revolutionist says the other projects have a head start on Cardano, but Cardano will sail past sinking their competition. Hopefully they better. Q1 is the time for them to boom. You know, hopefully they deliver on Q1. They need to do it the first thing in the year. By February, no later than March, they better be with their blade sharp out there running a DApp. And if they are, I know Revolutionists will be the first one using it. All right, guys, a few more comments and questions. We've been booming here for about an hour. We got only 12 maniacs here in the population of the chat box. But I like these chats. Right now, these are more interesting and fun to me than the crypto winter because it's like cold, cold, cold. Every price is down. You got a few trolls come in every once in a while and tell you that crypto's not going to work, although we believe in it for the long gun. You know, so it's good to do these second broadcasts out here and talk about getting better in other ways. Hit the like, says Rafterman. Indeed, hit those buttons for me. And let's see if this weekend, if I have some time, because there's a lot of things I got planned this weekend, if I could fix this OBS broadcast software. That way I can share my screen instead of sharing a black screen when I toggle over. Luckily, the effects still work. So I don't know why that happened, but it is what it is. Revolutionist says we're all taking in water, but I'm hodling till the end. Yeah, we're here till the end out here, Revolutionists. We're not going anywhere. I think we've shaken out most of the little baby bear cubs. You see most of these YouTubers here, they don't even know what to talk about anymore. You know, it is what it is. You know, these YouTubers, and I can understand their pain. I mean, you know, maybe we do a whole broadcast talking about YouTubing because, you know, that's a whole thing in itself, you know. Shout out to those YouTubers that are, you know, putting in the work. But I see a lot of the crypto YouTubers, you know, it's a cold winter out there, you know, and it affects also the views, you know. A lot of these tubers, they were making good revenue off the views, you know, with the thousands of views they're getting per month, and it's gone down. Even myself, you know, it's gone down. But luckily, I got boomers out here that they throw the super chat, they show love out here, so you know, I appreciate that. Jojo says a lot of valuable info shared by the boomers today. Thank you. Shout out to Jojo. Thanks for tuning in. Queen says, boomers, I got to get back to work. Mad love to everybody. Shout out to Queens. Let me drop a bomb for you. Enjoy the rest of your day and weekend. Derek McLean says, yes, I'm a YouTuber. 1.5 subs. I get 15K views per videos, but I make little money out there, says Derek McLean. What type of content do you do? You do crypto content, or what type of content do you make, Derek? Jam Soul says, yeah, man, just so many disappeared. Yeah, a lot of those tubers disappeared. Rafterman says, unless you're Tone Vase, his prediction's coming true. Jam says, yeah, Tone has been pretty spot on. You know, I checked some of Tone's streams out there, and shout out to Tone. He's been in the game longer than many, you know, but I don't think he's always right either. You know, I don't think he's been on the nose with a lot of them. You know, one of the last videos I saw a few days, it said that, you know, he expected something about bullish news above 4,000 or something like that, and then he changed his opinion or whatnot. But I got nothing against Tone Vase. Shout out to him if he's tuning in. Derek says he does reaction videos to sports. Okay. I think you mentioned that in the past there, Derek. Maybe I'll check you out. You guys, if you want interested in the sports or whatnot, check out Derek. D-Rock says, I have a feeling many of these big dogs are wanting to buy back and to accumulate more of their project coins. I'm looking at real deal usability, not projects with promises. Yeah, that's the name of the game in crypto right now. Can it be used? Okay, can it be used? Rafterman says, Derek, now you have 4. There you go. You probably got a new subscriber there. All right, guys, if there's no more comments and questions, I think I'm going to get out of here. Take a few more comments here. Jam says he'd been talking about a short-term rebound being possible, but he's medium long-term bearish. So he's long-term bearish. Yeah, I'm long-term bullish. When it comes to the long-term of Bitcoin, I'm bullish. Short-term kind of bearish, yeah. Jam says bullish super long-term, though. Okay. Revolutionist says, Derek, do a video regarding Tyson Fury versus Wilder. And I know Revolutionist asked me about that before the fight took place. And I'm not really into the boxing, although I actually went to a boxing match last weekend, a little more of an amateur boxing to show love out there. But yeah, I mean, I did catch the Tyson Fury and Wilder on all the advertisement, and I thought of Revolutionist asking me the question because I wasn't up on the fighters. Derek says he wants to, but YouTube takes down all the videos. Okay, yeah. You know YouTube, they're funny bunny sometimes. Derek says if you want to sub to his channel, just type in Derek McLean reaction on YouTube. Or I think they could just click on your name and go straight to your channel. But yeah, guys, check out Derek. I know Derek is not here just to shill his channel. He barely even talks about it. But it'd be cool if you guys want to, get into sports. Check out Derek. Show him some love. Revolutionist says, if Fury versus Wilder have a rematch in the UK, I'm going to watch it. Okay. I didn't catch the fight. I don't even know who was the favorite there. So, I know a lot of people were talking about it. D-Rock says, champ, check out that app and let me know how well you did. Might help you lift more if you're slightly off and need to adjust. Never know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about trying to fix my form. I think it's pretty good. So I'll be honest, like I'm not too attracted with the app, but it sounds like an excellent idea. So maybe I will check it out. If not, maybe someone else will here in the population of the box. Drop the name of the app one more time for me and for the rest of the boomers out here that may want to check it out. Okay, Derek says this channel is not linked to his channel, but it's the same name, Derek McLean. So you want to put Derek McLean Sport Reaction to find Derek. Revolution is sub to you there. So you got at least one sub out here, Derek. One of the crypto brothers got your back. Yeah, let me know, D-Rock, about the name of that app. Maybe I'll check it out. Although I'm gonna be honest, I'm not crazy with the apps, but maybe I will. If not, if I won't, maybe somebody else will. So It's called the Iron Path. There you go. All right, D-Rock. There you go. Iron Path. Check it out. And you guys, check out Symmetric Strength. I think they have an app too. I haven't downloaded it. I'm not crazy about downloading the apps, but the website is really good. So if you can compare your strength, analyze your strengths, find strengths and weaknesses, and measure yourself against others out there. Derek says, thanks, bro. I need more crypto bros on my channel. Indeed. Rafterman says, we almost double your subs, Derek. There you go. So you got some subs there. All right, guys, check out the Iron Path. According to D-Rock, it's an app there that tracks your bar path and sees you're doing a good form. And also check out Derek's sub channel. See if you're interested in the sports. He only has 1,500 subs, so you may want to check him out. D-Rock says, no worry. I think it's cool to see the bar movement. Yeah, that sounds interesting. It does, like, you know, it sounds pretty like interesting technology. I won't doubt that. All right, guys. I think that's it. I think we've been here for a little bit longer than I expected, and I appreciate all you maniacs. It was a pretty good live stream today. Check out the links that I have down below, and let me know. I'll be back on Monday. Everybody enjoy their weekend, and thanks for the love, all the boomers out here. I appreciate all the crypto brothers. If you haven't already, go to the gym. Do it now. I don't want you guys looking like fat boys out there. I don't want you looking like Vitalik out there. If you're looking like Vitalik, make sure you eat well. And if you're looking like a fat baby bear out there, stop eating or get on the keto right now. But anyway, make sure you're going to the gym and putting weight on the bar. I don't need you looking soft out there. I need you pulling and pushing and pulling heavy weight and doing it now. And before you go with the heavy weight, make sure you have right form. I don't want anybody getting injured out there. Check out the links that I have down below. Shout out to Jam, Revolutionist, Rafterman, Derek McLean, and the rest of the boomers out there. I appreciate all you maniacs. Again, I'll catch you guys on Monday morning. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's biggest cousin, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.